piano sitting quietly in the corner of a bright, cheerful room. Every day, a little girl named Mia would gaze at it with big, dreamy eyes, wishing she could play beautiful melodies. The piano was more than just an instrument. It was a magical gateway to her creativity and self-expression. Mia knew that if she learned to play, she could unlock wonderful new adventures and share her feelings with the world. Mia often felt the warm, fluttery connection to music deep within her heart. It painted her days with colors and helped her express her happiness, sadness, and everything in between. This special bond with music filled her with a burning desire to learn how to play, as she knew it would help her tell her own story through lovely tunes. As she dreamed of playing magical songs, Mia couldn't help but think of how exciting it would be to be famous. She imagined herself on the big stage, surrounded by bright lights and cheering fans. Music wasn't just a fun pastime for Mia, it was her dream job. The idea of sharing her music with everyone made her heart race with joy and eagerness. But oh boy, like many young musicians, Mia found practicing those challenging scales a bit boring at first. She thought they kept her creativity locked up instead of letting it fly. Still, she learned that practicing those scales helped her grow and become a better musician. Little by little, she discovered the secret to unlocking her musical magic. One day, Mia's music teacher explained that learning to take a bow is just as important as playing the notes on the piano. Taking a bow showed everyone how much she appreciated their applause. It reminded Mia that being a performer was about sharing her heart, not just hitting the right keys. Presenting herself with a lovely bow brought a whole new sparkle to her performance. As Mia laughed and shared stories with her friends about her musical journey, she realized that becoming famous wasn't a smooth, straight path. There would be ups and downs, and sometimes it might feel like climbing a tall mountain. But with each note she played and every challenge she faced, Mia felt excited for the ride. It was this roller coaster of experiences that made her journey even more special. There was a magical Christmas star that held incredible powers. This star was super important because it helped Santa's sleigh deliver presents to children all around the world. But oh no, if the star went missing, it could mean no presents for lots of kids. That would be terribly sad. So, the adventure begins as everyone searches for this special star. Now, there was a very important character named Mayor Humdinger. He started to realize that Christmas wasn't just about getting cool gifts. It's about sharing, caring, and being with friends and family. He began to learn that the true spirit of Christmas is all about love and togetherness. How wonderful it is to grow and understand the true meaning of the holiday. The PAW Patrol team and their friends knew the power of teamwork. They showed how working together brought joy and helped them face any challenge during the holiday season. With their hearts in it, they set off on their mission, united and ready to spread happiness to everyone they could. Speaking of teamwork, let me tell you about Ryder. He led his team to a big snowy challenge, where they had to push snowballs to open a really big clock door. Everyone worked together, and with each snowball pushed, they got closer to their goal. This teamwork was super important for their mission to find the missing star. Now, this adventure required some very special tools. The PAW Patrol used awesome gadgets like a grappling hook and a snowboard. Each pup brought their amazing skills to help solve problems. Just like superheroes, they worked together to overcome every challenge that came their way. And guess what? Communication was super important on this mission, too. When Rubble helped Benoit understand what to do, it showed how vital it is to listen and share ideas. This moment was all about working together and making sure everyone was included in the rescue. What a fantastic lesson! Using clever pulleys and ropes, the team demonstrated how to solve problems in tricky situations. Each pup teamed up to come up with a plan to rescue those who were in a tight spot. They showed that together, they could think creatively and tackle any emergency that popped up. Then, the pups had a brilliant idea. They created a super flying snow chicken to signal for help. How silly and fun! This showed just how important creativity and communication are when it comes to rescue missions. They truly made teamwork an adventure full of laughter. As they slid down a frozen stream, the Paw Patrol showed how great they were at overcoming obstacles. Working together like a well-oiled machine, they stayed safe and helped each other. Their teamwork was so important, ensuring that everyone would be all right on this wild ride. The pups also had to think on their paws. By using a ladder to lure the bear safely, they showed how good teamwork can lead to the happiest outcomes. With every paw on deck, they found ways to help those in need, proving that friends are there for one another. And look who was there to check on the bear cubs. It was Marshall, making sure they were healthy and safe. This was a very important part of their mission, because caring for even the smallest animals is super special. The Paw Patrol always puts everyone's well-being first. But just then, a thrilling moment happened. The kittens began sliding toward a cliff. Oh no! The team had to act quickly, showing their bravery and teamwork to make sure the little kittens were safe. They rushed into action, ready to save the day. With their awesome tools like winches and shovels, the Paw Patrol quickly jumped into action to clear the train tracks. They knew this was super important to avoid an accident. Their quick thinking and teamwork showcased just how resourceful they could be when it really counted. In this exciting episode, the pups learned that communication and teamwork are the keys to overcoming big challenges. Each one of them had their special talents, and together they achieved fantastic results. Teamwork really does make the dream work. And we can't forget Everest. She played an essential part in clearing away the tracks and rescuing Jake from an icy bridge. Her bravery and quick thinking reminded everyone just how important it is to be a leader when things get tough. With hearts glowing, the Paw Patrol proved that when they work together, they can tackle any mission. Lively place called Royal Woods, there lived a cheerful girl named Ronnie, and one day, she and her fun-loving family, the Casagrandes, decided to embark on a big adventure. They moved to the bustling city of Great Lake City. With her cousin's encouragement, Ronnie found a spark of inspiration. Why not start a vlog to share our journey, she thought. And so, a world of excitement and laughter began for everyone. In their vlog, Ronnie and her family wanted to share all the silly and funny moments that made them who they are. They had stories about their quirky friends and wild family antics. Living in a big family meant every day was a new adventure. What funny surprises awaited them? Stay tuned. Meanwhile, Lincoln, Ronnie Ann's pal, couldn't stop smiling. He was thrilled to spill the beans about his most beloved comic hero, Ace Savvy. But he had more than just stories to share. He had wild theories about the adventures of Ace, ready to mix in with all the fun Ronnie Ann was having. Together, they would make something super special. As they chatted about their adventures, Sid, another friend, shared a puzzling mystery about her missing pet sloth. Everyone giggled and joined in, imagining all sorts of crazy animal adventures. Just think of the shenanigans pets could get into. Suddenly, they realized that their furry friends could lead to the silliest situations. Lincoln then told a wildly funny story about his family getting stuck on a deserted island. Can you imagine? Waves crashing and seagulls squawking while they figured out how to survive. This unexpected adventure showed them how unpredictable life could be and all the wacky challenges they faced along the way. During their fun chats, they also talked about how important it is to take care of the environment. One of the kids had a mission to reduce their family's electricity use. It was quite the challenge and left everyone laughing about their adorable, eco-friendly struggles. Being green is hard, but they were up for the task. And you know what? Lincoln had a favorite song too. He loved K-pop, especially a band called 12 is Midnight. Whenever he and Sid jammed to their tunes, their friendship grew even stronger. Music made everything brighter and filled their days with joy. But what about food, you ask? Well, Lincoln had the most adventurous taste. He loved a sandwich that was quite unusual: peanut butter and sauerkraut. Can you believe it? He stumbled upon this wild combination by accident and discovered a quirky flavor that made everyone laugh. Now, let's talk about Ronnie Ann's favorite food. Oh boy, she couldn't get enough of the Great Lakes dog with all the toppings. With her eyes sparkling, she told Lincoln about it, and it made his mouth water. trying new foods was just another delightful adventure in Great Lake City. Skateboarding was yet another fun activity for Ronnie Ann. Ever since moving to the city, she spent hours trying to master new tricks. It was exciting to see her skills improve. Hobbies like skateboarding not only helped her have fun, but also helped her grow in so many ways. As the conversation flowed, they started to chat about their favorite TV shows. They discovered that sharing something like a fun show could bring them closer as friends. One particular episode about ghost hunting had them laughing and squealing with excitement. Oh, what a thrilling adventure that was. And just when you thought the stories couldn't get any sillier, they shared the funniest tale about a lucky sock. It turned out that silly beliefs could sometimes lead to the wildest experiences. This magical sock brought everyone together, showing how superstition could create the most memorable moments. What a joyful time they all had. Little town, our brave characters found themselves standing at the edge of a deep, mysterious pit. One by one, they tossed in their unwanted items, revealing just how different they all were. This moment was like a window into their hearts, showing us their unique personalities and the special bonds they shared. But oh no! Suddenly, they realized that they were stuck in the pit. Instead of panicking, they started to tell funny stories and crack jokes, finding laughter in their tricky situation. It was incredible to see how they could shine bright like stars, even when faced with a challenge. As they shared laughs, Dipper's voice cracked like an old door, and everyone erupted in giggles. It was a hilarious reminder of those awkward teenage years when everything feels a little silly. That laughter brought a light-hearted charm to their adventures together. At first, Dipper was thrilled about his new voice, feeling like a superstar. But when he noticed his friends' puzzled faces, concern crept in. It reminded him just how important it is to accept ourselves and embrace who we are, quirks and all. Feeling a spark of confidence, Dipper decided to try prank calling. It was a super funny way of showing his bravery, but it also reminded him that changes can be tricky to navigate, just like a winding path in the forest. Then came Old Man McGucket, mixing up some mysterious tonic in his funky lab. His silly inventions were a reminder that experimenting can be a wild ride, full of surprises, just like the adventures Dipper and his friends were having. One clever character had a bright idea to tilt a pinball machine to score big. They were willing to do anything for victory, showing just how fun, yet risky, their playful antics could be. What a zany way to chase after a win. When they finally hit the high score, cheers erupted. But then, oh dear. Their victory brought unexpected trouble, revealing the tricky balance between having fun and getting into mischief. What a lesson learned! As they faced a spooky cowboy skeleton, they needed to work as a team to find a way out. It was a thrilling moment that showcased their teamwork and cleverness, reminding us that friends can shine brightest together in tough times. Teamwork became even more important as they realized they all needed to join forces to escape danger. It was a heartwarming sight, as their combined efforts blossomed into something more significant than any single person's glory. In their adventure, high scores stood for personal achievements, but Dipper learned something special. Saving his friends was the greatest victory of all. It was a reminder that what matters most is the love we share. Humor danced throughout their journey, adding a sprinkle of fun to the wild ride. The silly interactions between the characters created laughter, making the story even more enjoyable amidst all the excitement. But oh, the story also touched on the tricky balance between honesty and deceit. They explored how sometimes people tell little fibs to protect themselves or others, making us ponder our own choices. Mabel, with her big heart, worried about Grunkle Stan's little lies. She led the crew on a funny quest to uncover the truth using magical truth teeth. What a wacky adventure that turned out to be. As the characters faced the hilarious effects of forced honesty, things got a little chaotic. It showed how sometimes telling the truth can lead to both giggles and awkwardness. What a zany mix. The characters also pondered the magic of storytelling, discussing how authors create worlds and dreams. This fun exploration added a splash of creativity to their adventure, making them feel like real-life heroes. In the end, they reflected on their wild experiences, marveling at the mysteries of time and space. They decided to keep their unusual story a secret, solidifying their bond and shared memories. What a delightful adventure they had together. One faced off against the Cho brothers, who were known to be quite powerful and a little bit naughty. As Juan stood up to them, he realized something very important. It's essential to be brave and stand against those who misuse their strength. It was a moment that made him feel proud and strong inside. As Juan continued his journey, he formed a special bond with a wise creature known as the lion turtle. This friendship taught him valuable lessons about forgiveness and how to carry the responsibility that comes with having great power. You see, in a wild world they lived in, it was crucial to protect one another and ensure that everyone felt safe and cared for. One day, Juan unexpectedly encountered some hunters who were not treating the spirits kindly. This meeting opened his eyes to the struggles between humans and spirits. Juan made a brave choice to protect the innocent, and through this, he began to reflect on what it truly meant to be human. What a big heart he had. Then, the radiant spirit of light named Rava appeared to Juan. She explained how releasing the mischievous spirit Bato caused chaos to spread across the land. This revelation showed Juan that there is an ongoing struggle between light and darkness, and he had to muster all his courage to make things right again. Determined to restore balance, Juan sought the power of air from the great lion turtle. This magical creature helped him understand that humans and spirits must work together to survive. Teamwork was the key to overcoming Bato's chaotic influence, and Juan was ready to lead the way. But wait, there was a history behind this conflict. It turned out that humans had once isolated themselves out of fear, which led to misunderstandings and a loss of friendship with the spirits. This made Juan realize that they needed to reconnect and find common ground to mend their relationship. As Juan learned more, he saw that the misunderstandings and fears between humans and spirits caused them to be ready for battle. This endless cycle of fighting needed to stop so they could live together happily again. Juan knew in his heart that harmony was what they all truly wanted. Through his journey, Juan and Rava formed a powerful partnership. Together, they combined their energies, and their friendship grew even stronger. They realized that they needed each other to fight against the greater threat of Batu. Together, they could conquer anything. In the end, Juan's journey taught everyone an important lesson about respect and balance between humans and spirits. His mission was clear. They all needed to coexist peacefully to create a harmonious future. And with a hopeful heart, Juan led the way towards a brighter tomorrow.